Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yahanna is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
Join us there.
All right, hold on. Do me a favor. Put me up. I'm up. All right. Do me a favor. Check the mic. Do me a favor. Put me up. I'm up. All right.
Shalom, Israel.
Do me a favor. Check the mic. Do it again.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel.
Check. Do it again. We're gonna figure it out. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical. No, you keep using it. With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, and that that our oppressor is a devil that the Bible speaks of. We are not affiliated with any other Christian group or Israelite group. 1 West is home of the truth. So, like, real quick, do me a favor. Check to see if it's on. All right. Okay. If anybody has any questions or comments or concerns, type it in the chat. Any questions, type it in the chat. We're going to get to it. All right. Just monitor the chat, see if anybody got any questions. Tonight, we're going to get into the Most High. You didn't choose the Most High. The Most High chose you. Everybody think that, if you're doing something, that is actually your choice, your decision to come into the truth and serve the Most High the way, the way you've been doing it. But that's entirely not true. You know what I'm saying? That's if you up in here, if you up in the truth, if you in the school, you learning, it's not because you want to learn. It's because the Most High wants you to be here. You know what I'm saying? You think just look at the example of Noah. You know what I'm saying? Noah's Ark. Noah built the ark. Took him many years to build that ark. And while he was building that ark, he was prophesying to the people. All the people that he was prophesying to, saying that basically the kingdom of heaven is at hand. This place is going to be destroyed. All these people heard him and thought he was crazy. They heard the words of the Most High. Those weren't Noah's words. Those are the words of the Most High. And when he finished that ark, and people saw the ark, they seen it. This big, monstrous building, this boat, this ship that Noah and his sons built. They seen it, and he was telling everybody, "This is your safety. You need to come aboard." You know what I'm saying? Follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. but none of them heard. They heard, but they didn't hear. You know what I'm saying? They heard, but they didn't hear. You want to know why? Because the Most High didn't want them to be on that ark. And as soon as Noah got all the animals that was supposed to come on there, that got all his sons and his sons' wives and his wife came on board, the Most High shut the door. And then when it started to rain, the flood started coming. They were scratching and clawing and trying to get in, but then it was too late. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I mean, the whole time it wasn't their choice. The Most High didn't want them on board. Same as Noah. Look at the example that Noah had. Not Noah, Jonah. Look at the example that Jonah had. The Most High wanted Jonah to go and prophesy to his people in Nineveh so that they can change their ways. Jonah, he was supposed to go right, and he went left. He was like, oh, you want me to go that way? That way, right down there, right? Go to that town, Nineveh, no sweat. And then he went right there, ran over there until the Most High got him to do what the Most High wanted him to do. And you know what? After he prophesied to the people in Nineveh, they changed their ways. They changed their ways quick, fast, and in a hurry. And the Most High spared the people in Nineveh. Why? Because he wanted to spare the people in Nineveh. Those were the people that the Most High had chosen. Just like Jonah was the person that the Most High had chosen. You think you up in here because you want to be in here? Nah. How many times have we actually heard the truth and then turned our back on the truth? It's not a great many of people who heard the truth the first time and then ran with it. It's not a great many people, because I know I heard the truth and I ran from it. And I wound up like Jonah. You know what I'm saying? In the belly of the beast. Until I finally, was humbled and did what the Most High told me to do. And I came up in here. And even when I came up in here, I didn't think I was going to be doing the things that I'm doing now. I had no idea. None. This wasn't the things that I'm doing for the Most High. None of this was my expectations. You know what I'm saying? I never thought to be up here teaching. I never thought to be, out there speaking in camps. Never thought to be doing any of that stuff. But it was the will of the Most High. And I'm just following what the Most High wants me to do to the utmost best of my ability. And if I'm slacking, there's other Akim above me and beside me and below me that's going to, hey, you slacking. You know what I'm saying? You need to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Be militant in doing what I'm supposed to be doing for the Most High. Right? You got something? Look, all right, no sweat. We're gonna get more into how the way the Most High is in the book of, let's get Judges chapter 6, if you could, Baba Kashar. Judges chapter 6, verse 1, yeah.
Judges chapter 6, verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
This is nothing new. We're always doing evil, unfortunately. But this is the last time we're going to be doing evil. This is the absolute last time we're going to turn our back on the Most High. We even saw with our own eyes how the way the Most High killed our oppressors in Egypt and let us free. How the way the Most High, not just once, but he did it twice. How what am I talking about when I say the Most High killed our oppressors in front of our eyes twice? What am I talking about?
Sorry, sir. One, we're talking about Passover. And the second one, sorry, sir, I can't think of the second one. But I know the Passover, when the spirit of death passed over our houses after we put the blood of the lamb on our threshold, after, the Most High God heard our cries. I can't think of the second one, sir.
No sweat. And the second one was when we crossed over the Red Sea, and he killed Egypt's army.
That's what I was talking about. Pastor.
Well, no, the Passover is when he killed the firstborn of every living being while we were still in Egypt.
I was thinking it was all one big story. Right?
I mean, it is one big story. It is one big story. But he came through and he showed us his power. You know what I'm saying? While we were in Egypt and while we were leaving Egypt. It was one big story, but it was two separate events. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention all the other plagues that he plagued Egypt with. You know what I'm saying? So it was even then when we saw the might of the Most High, and Moses went up the mountain to get the commandments, we sinned. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing. Unfortunately, there's nothing new. How the way, even right when we getting plucked out the fire, we seen the power of the Most High. It's not like it was 2 and 3 and 4 and 10 generations later where we had forgotten who our power was. This is, a short time later. This is a short time later before we actually got into our kingdom. Right after we the Most High destroyed Egypt's army, totally destroyed Egypt's army. Salaki. Take it off. So this is how the Most High this is how the Most High is. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, this is how the children of Israel is. We're stiff-necked, we're hard-headed. But this is going to be the last. This is going to be our last captivity. This is going to be our last lesson that we're going to have to learn. After this, we're going into the kingdom of heaven is at hand, and the Most High's kingdom will be established forever. Let's keep reading.
Come. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years.
Right. So we was in captivity for 7 years. Right. Keep going.
Come. Verse 2. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds.
We were forced to live like, outcasts and whatnot. How the way Esau lives and whatnot. Right? Go ahead. When you do that, then continue reading.
Verse 3. And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them.
Right, even everybody came up against us. Once we had no power, once we had no covering, once we had no protection, once we had no gates, everybody came up and had a hand in our destruction. Everybody. Is it on?
I think so, sir.
Yeah, it's on. Right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 4. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, nor ox, nor ass.
Hold on one second. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
Come. Verse 4. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, nor ox, nor ass.
Right. So they came in and they totally destroyed us, and they took everything. They took everything. It's it's not funny, but it's funny how the way it says, the Amalekites came in and destroyed us and took all of our goods, took all of his stuff. But when the Most High told Saul to go in and do the same thing, they couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. We couldn't follow that law. You want to know why? Because we forgot how the way these people are, how the way what these people had done to us. But you know what? The Most High God never forgets. Keeps a record of everything that has happened to us, and He's going to get some get back. We physically in this lifetime may not see it, but it is going to happen. You can rest assured it's going to happen. The Most High will get His get back on everything that every oppressor and heathen has done against the children of Israel. Let's keep reading.
Come. Verse 5. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number. God
damn, them and their camels was without number. It's like you ever see a mass of ants? You know what I'm saying? Just it almost look like the ground is moving. Think of that. Think a sea of people. Just you can't see an end of them. Keep going.
Come. All right, I got it. And they came as grasshoppers for multitude, for both they and their camels were without number. And they entered into the land to destroy it.
To what?
To destroy
it. Keep reading.
Come, verse 6. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord.
Right. So now we remember who our power is. Once we're being oppressed and our back is to the wall and we can't have freedom and liberties in our own home, then we remember the Most High. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 7. And it came to pass when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, verse 8, that the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of the house of bondage.
So this is what the Most High did. He sent a prophet. He's reminding them who He is, where you were, and who He is. He said, I brought you up out of Egypt, which is bondage. I'm the one who did that. You know what I'm saying? It was no great army, no great power that came in and interceded on your behalf other than the Most High God. There was no other army that came in and helped you out. There's no other nation that looked upon you and felt sorry for you and wanted to liberate you. No one's going to do that. Only the Most High is the only one that's seen your cry, heard your cry, and He was the only one that did something about it. He took you out of bondage. So He's reminding His people of this, right? So it's something like we do every week at camp. We're reminding our people who our power is. We were once in Egypt. Once upon a time, we was in Egypt, and we had nothing. We had nothing but our power. When we cried to our power, He's the one who got us out. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 9. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Right.
And out of the hand of all that oppressed you.
All that oppressed you. So it wasn't just the Egyptians that was oppressing us. Everybody was oppressing us. Right? Keep going.
Come. And drave them out from before you and gave you their land.
Gave you their land. Keep going.
Come. Verse 10. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites.
Fear not these other false gods, these false powers, because there is no power. They're not alive like He is. They can't do anything to you. They can't do anything for you. So don't fear them. Keep going. He just ran down his resume. Just ran down how the way he helped you, right?
In whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Verse 11. Sir, can I read number 10? Verse 10 again?
Yeah.
Verse 10. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Verse 11. And there came an angel of the Lord, and sat under an oak which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash, and the Israelite.
So like what
Adiezerite.
Abi-Ezerite. Abi-Ezerite.
Abi-Ezerite.
Mm-hmm.
And his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites.
All right, so we're in such, we're down so bad that we had to grow food and hide the way we're growing food. Why? Because they're going to come in and our oppressor doesn't even want us to have our own goddamn food. You understand that? They don't even want us to have our own goddamn our own food, and you can see that right now on anywhere, essentially anywhere. Like there's been a movement where, like especially in inner cities, where you have they'll take plots of land or on a roof and have these little gardens so that the community can grow vegetables and whatnot, fresh vegetables, but you have to get a goddamn permit to do that. Like, are you serious? A permit to sustain yourself out on the reservations or whatnot. If you want to collect rainwater, you got to get a permit, and in many cases, you can't even get a permit. It's just illegal. You can't do it. If you want to drill, if you buy land, you pay taxes on your land, and you want to drill a well so you can get the water, you have to get a permit for that. You have to get permission to do that. If you want to build a house, you have to get permission for that. If you want to have farm animals on your land, you have to get permission for that. If they deem this certain land as a different type of zone, you can't do that. It has to be rezoned, and you have to pay for it to be rezoned so that you can own cattle on your land. You had something?
Remember when the pandemic first came out, and people wanted to go buy seeds from the Home Depots and all the other stores. They shut down the aisles. They took all the seeds out of the aisles, put them in their warehouses, so the people couldn't even grow their own food. Like the big corporations, they took all the seeds out of the stores.
I didn't know that.
I
didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's crazy. What I do know is that they make these fruits and vegetables and modify them so that they don't have seeds when they grow up. When they grow and produce fruit or they produce the vegetables, it doesn't have seeds in them. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to grow whatever you want to grow, you have to go to them to get the seeds to grow whatever it is that you want to grow. I don't even remember the last time I had grapes with seeds in it. Can you remember that? I don't remember the last time I had grapes with seeds in it. I don't remember the last time I had an orange with seeds in it. Only thing is probably an apple. Only thing. So and watermelons. I don't even remember the last time I had a watermelon with seeds in it. It's part of their empire. It's their way of controlling your food supply. Because if you can't feed your army, you won't have an army. You got something?
Yeah, Consul, I just wanted to say, man, we out here eating sterilized fruit.
Sterilized fruit, yeah. I never thought of it that way, but yeah. I hear you. And vegetables is the same thing. The way you get something is it reproduces itself. So you can just simply take those seeds and plant it and grow it again. But they don't want us to do that, right? And this is nothing new because it happened right here in times past. Keep going.
Verse 12. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. Verse 13.
Said the Lord is with you. He's a mighty man and he's a valor. I mean, he's a stand-up guy. People trust him, know him, like him because of his honor, because of his valor. You know what I'm saying? The Most High can use anybody. It's not just the upright men. Look at Saul. You know what I'm saying? When I say Saul, I mean when he was Saul, he killed the people who followed Christ. Anybody who was a follower of Christ, he persecuted them and killed them until the Most High sent Christ to him and let him know, hey, you stop this stuff. Don't do this anymore. Then he changed his name to Paul. So he can use the upright like Gideon, and he can use a downright low, dirty traitor bastard like Saul was. But he changed it. His name was changed to Paul. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 13. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? So
he again he forgets who the Most High is. The Most High is a gangster. He is a man of war. If you don't obey him, he's going to destroy you. Read that first line in verse 1.
Come. Judges chapter 6, verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
So if he knew who the Most High was, he would have known that children of Israel did evil. This wasn't 2 and 3 and 4 and 10 generations before. They were in captivity for 7 years. So he knew Israel was doing evil. So why are you even questioning the Most High? But the Most High was like, I got some time. I explain it to you. I ain't going I ain't gonna do much, but I got some time. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 13. Judges chapter 6, verse 13. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites.
But just like I said in the first verse, you know what happened. Children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High. The Most High ain't going to tolerate it, but for so long, and then he's going to correct you. You know what I'm saying? Now the children of Israel, after they're being oppressed, not only by the Midianites, but the people of the east and the Amalekites are oppressing us, where we have to hide our food supplies. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 14. And the Lord looked upon him and said, go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee?
So he's saying, yo, look, I'm gonna send you someplace and go in your might. You know what I'm saying? Go in strong, go in fighting. And I will deliver you out of the hands of the Midianites. I'm going to do that. Because who am I? You know who I am, because you just told me who I was. Your fathers told you how I delivered them out of the hands of the Egyptians and delivered all this land unto you. Right? So you know who I am. You know my background. You know my pedigree. So if I send you, it is going to happen. Yeah, what's up?
It's like, sir, just an understanding. When it says go in this thy might, is that meaning that Gideon he got the power from the Most High, right?
Yep.
So he's going in the name of the Most High to where he's going.
Yes, he's going in the name of the Most High, but he's going to send backup.
Constant.
He's going to send backup, and that's when he's going to raise an army. That's when he's going to raise an army and rid our land of the heathens. So go in your might. Right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 15. And he said unto him, O my Lord, Wherewith shall I save Israel?
So he was like, yo, hold up. You saying I'm gonna save Israel? You know what I mean? I ain't look who I am. I'm not the commander of an army. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a leader of men. I do not have, you know, the means or the ability to do what you're telling me to do. Keep reading.
Come. Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh.
Manasseh.
Manasseh. Like
Who is Manasseh today?
I'm gonna have to cheat.
No sweat. It's Cuba. Cuba is Manasseh today. So he's saying, you know, I'm poor in the land of Manasseh. You know what I'm saying? How can I, you know, save all of Israel, the whole of Israel? I'm a poor man in Israel, in what we now know as Cuba. I mean, he wasn't in Cuba. He was in our actual land. You know what I'm saying? In Israel. And Manasseh's a portion of Israel. Like, yo, I'm a poor man. How can I do this? How can I do this? Keep reading.
Come. And I am the least in my father's house.
Like I got, you know, other brothers in my family that are more great than I am. What's this parallel to? Who else is has a story similar to this?
King David.
Exactly. There was men that we seen that we appeared to be as greater. When Samuel came to Jesse's house to anoint one of his sons as the next king of Israel, they brought out all the brothers except for David. And when Samuel saw all the brothers, he was like, none of y'all it. He was like, surely it has to be another. It has to be another. He was like, who are you talking about? David? This scrawny little kid over here who don't listen? You know, who's a wild man? Nah, you surely can't be talking about him. Just take another look at these one of these brothers. Just take a look at them. You know what I'm saying? They're great in stature. They're in the army. You know what I'm saying? They follow orders. It has to be one of them. Like, nah, that ain't it. So the spirit of the Most High led Samuel to David. Just like the spirit of the Most High chose Gideon. Keep reading.
Come, verse 16. And the Lord said unto him, surely I will be with thee.
Like, hey, don't worry about a goddamn thing. I'm gonna be there. You ever see you ever been you ever been jammed up and you might have been afraid to approach the situation, but then you tell somebody who maybe has been there or done that and can protect you, and you're like, don't worry about that. I'm gonna be there with you. And you like, well, you sure you ain't gonna leave me? It's like, nah, I'm gonna be there with you. And then you go and handle that situation because that other person is there with you. Just like what he's saying. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about nothing. I'm going to be there with you. I'm the one who chose you, so I'm not gonna leave you. I'm the one that's gonna be there with you. Keep reading.
And thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man.
And thou shalt what?
And thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man.
What does that mean, to smite?
To hurt, to put hands on.
To kill. And you shall kill the Midianites as one man. What does that mean, as one man?
Him and his backup, they will be all on the same accord.
Yeah, they're gonna work as one, just like one body. It can only be one West.
Right.
All your men is gonna be on one accord, and all y'all gonna smite the Midianites, just like as if it was one man. Keep reading.
Come, verse 17. And he said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, then shew me a sign that thou talkest with me.
So now how is the angel talking to him? First of all, it's an angel. How did he start talking to him?
So he said a prophet to him.
No. First of all, he was in a place where no one was supposed to know about, because he was thrashing the wheat by the wine press to hide it from the Midianites. So he was in a place where no one really was supposed to know about it. And then an angel of the Lord appeared. So he was in a place that no one's supposed to know about, and then someone just goddamn appear in front of him. And you want me to show you a sign? Like, dude, I knew where you were, and I just came out of thin air. Is that not a sign? Is that not a sign? But a lot of us, he's not alone in this. He's not alone in this. There's a lot of us, will say, well, show me something. Let me know you are who you are. Right? And just like I said before, the Most High, he was like, I got some time. I'll show you. Keep reading.
God will come. Verse 18. Depart not hence, I pray thee, until I come unto thee, and bring forth my present, and set it before thee. And he said, I will tarry until thou come again.
So he said, all right. He said, hold up. Show me a sign. Please don't go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bring something back. Right? And I'm gonna present it to you. And I'm gonna set it to you. And then he says, the angel, he's like, all right, no sweat. I'll wait here. Go and do what you need to do. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 19. And Gideon went in and made ready a kid, and unleavened cakes of an ephah of flour. The flesh he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak, and presented it.
Right. So he got him some food. The kid is a young goat or a young lamb or something like that. And he brought some unleavened bread as well. Man, that sounded pretty damn good right about now. That sounded pretty damn good. And not only that, that sounds like the Passover meal.
That's right.
Sounds very similar to the Passover meal. Right? Keep reading.
Come, verse 20. And the angel of God said,
Slack it real quick. Let me just plug the Passover. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going to be this year in Raleigh, North Carolina, April 1st, 2023.
Right.
Raleigh, North Carolina. The admission fee for anybody 17 years of age and older is $200. Anybody under 17 will come in for free. Right? Get your funds in. Go to ISUPK.com, and there's a link where you can can pay your Passover fee, right? It's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Get your hotels booked, because it is going fast. There's other events that's going on in that area and that same time frame that we're going to be there for the Lord's 54th annual Passover. So if I was you, I would go ahead and book your reservation. Most of the hotels out there does not require you to put any money down for the reservation. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know which hotels to get with your camp leader to get you a list of the hotels that's going to be in that vicinity, so you don't have to be all far out, going to places and whatnot. It's going to be in the Raleigh Convention Center. It is a glorious, glorious place. All you got to do is Google Raleigh Convention Center, and we have that whole thing. It is all for Commander General Yahanna has done an outstanding job in securing this location. Lord's 54th annual Passover is going to be April 1st. The days leading up to it, Wednesday through that Saturday, Oh, the Sunday is going to be a Feast of Unleavened Bread, but from Wednesday through Sunday is events all up in that week. So get there, right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 20. And the angel of God said unto him, take the flesh of the unleavened cakes and lay them upon this rock and pour out the broth. And he did so. Verse 21. Then the angel of the Lord put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand and touched the flesh and the unleavened cakes. And there rose up fire out of the rock.
Rose up fire out the rock. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So he just brought him some raw stuff, but he had the, unleavened bread. Right? And he poured the broth on it. What happens when you pour a liquid on something? You think it's going to heat up? You think it's going to catch fire? No, it's going to be harder to do that.
Right.
But all the angel of the Lord did was tap the staff on that rock, and that rock became fire. Not became fire. A fire rose up out of the rock. Keep reading.
Come. And consumed the flesh and the unleavened cakes. Then the angel of the Lord departed out of his sight.
Departed out of his sight. Keep going.
Come. Verse 22. And when Gideon perceived that he was an angel of the Lord, Gideon said, alas, O Lord God, for because I have seen an angel of the Lord face to face.
So now he sees his angel of the Lord. After his carnal side was satisfied, he couldn't believe what he was hearing. He needed a sign. So the angel of the Lord gave him a sign, and then he came to realize, well, that's an angel of the Most High. If he's telling me I should do this, I must do it. I have to do it. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto him, peace be unto thee. Fear not. Thou shalt not die.
He was like, yo, that now that's if you have that type of insurance, it's like a video game. You ever play Super Mario Brothers? Or Super Mario Brothers, and you have and you get that star. You're invincible. You go wild.
Right.
You don't care about the lava line going. You don't care about things shooting at you.
Right.
You going straight Leroy Jenkins. You know what I'm saying? You going straight like that. He just got an insurance from the Most High God that you ain't gonna die on this mission that I'm sending you. That's all the insurance. I'd be like damn Samson and just go and kill the Midianites myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need an army. Why? Because the Most High God said that I'm not gonna die. That's all the strength I need. You know what I'm saying? How many people? I forget the number, but Samson killed an army with the jawbone of an ass. And you just get an insurance like that? Well, goddamn. Let me just pick up this rock. You know what I'm saying? Or pick this or this horn. You know what I'm saying? Pick this horn up and go into battle, ride into battle. I'm not gonna die. Why? Because the Most High God said I ain't gonna die. But but let's keep reading on how the way he's supposed to deliver Israel from the hands of the Midianites. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 24. Then Gideon built an altar there unto the Lord and called it Jehovah Shalom. Jehovah Shalom. Until this day, it is yet an Ophrah of the Abiezerites.
Right. Keep reading.
I'm still messing up that word.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 25. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, take thy father's young bullock, even the second bullock of 7 years old, and drove down the altar of Baal that thy father hath, and cut down the grove that is by it.
So cut down the grove that is by it. I mean, he knew why they was in captivity, because his own father was, sinning against the Most High. His own father sinning against the Most High. He built up an altar to Baal and was sacrificing to a false god. So that question is like, why you put us here? This is the reason why. This is the reason why. Keep reading. So the Most High God told him to tear down the altar and take two bullocks, even the one of 7 years old, because it was a protocol on what you can sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to take a bullock of a certain age, and it was supposed to be unblemished. The first one. You know what I'm saying? So he said, take that one and then take the second one. They're 7 years old. I'm telling you to do this. Because normally he wouldn't sacrifice that. Because it doesn't meet the requirements. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 26. No, it's like verse 27. No, it's like 26. Verse 26. And build an altar unto the Lord thy God upon the top of this rock, in the ordered place, and take the second bullock and offer a burnt sacrifice with the wood of the grove which thou shalt cut down.
Right. So he's sacrificing the second bullock with specific wood that he took from breaking down that altar to a false god. Right. Keep reading.
Come, verse 27. Then Gideon took 10 men of his servants and did as the Lord had said unto him. And so it was, because he feared his father's household and the men of the city, that he could not do it by day, that he did it by night.
So he did it in secret. Why? Because our people are so stiff-necked and hard-headed. Just like when we go out to camp, we tell them, stop smoking weed, stop popping whores, stop having abortions. What do? All this seems sensible. All this seems sensible. Stop doing drugs. You know what I'm saying? Stop making whores out of the daughters of Zion. Stop killing your family. Stop killing babies. All that seems sensible. But what does Israel do? They threaten us. They talk. The best thing they do, or the least thing that they do, is talk down to us. Moreover, they threaten us. Why? Because we're telling them something to do right. Do right by the Most High. Do right by themselves. Get clean so you can see clearly. You know what I'm saying? If you stop popping whores, there won't be no baby daddies. There won't be no baby mamas. There'll be families. There won't be no Planned Parenthood in our communities. There won't be no abortions. You know what I'm saying? So they had to do this by night because the men of the city, and including the men in his house, would come up against him, right? So he did it by night, and he took 10 men so that it can all get done that one night. Keep reading.
Come, verse 28. And when the men of the city arose early in the morning, behold, the altar of Baal was cast down, and the grove was cut down that was by it. And the second bullock was offered upon the altar that was built. Verse 29. And they said one to another, who hath done this thing? And when they inquired and asked, they said, Gideon, the son of Joash, hath done this thing.
So they was looking for blood. Like who did this? Who did this? And these are men of Israel. They ain't supposed to be building no goddamn altar to no false god. That's why they're in this predicament. Keep reading.
Come.
Verse
30. Then the men of the city said unto Joash, bring out thy son, that he may die.
So now they're looking for blood, and they went to his father's house, and they were like, "Yo, bring that little nappy head nigga out here. We gonna kill this mug. We gonna kill him for tearing down for tearing down our false gods, altar and the grove. We're gonna kill him for doing this." Keep reading.
Come. because he has cast down the altar of Baal, and because he has cut down the grove that was by it. Verse 31. And Joash said unto all that stood against him, will ye plead for Baal?
He was like, so will you plead? Are you making a case for a false god? Keep reading.
Come. Will ye save him?
Are you going to save a false god? And if you're going to save a false god, why would you worship a god like that when he needs you to save him? Out of here. Keep reading.
Come. He that will plead for him, let him be put to death whilst it is yet morning.
So he said, anybody who makes the case for him, anybody who wants to fight his battles, let him die this day, this morning. Keep reading.
Come. If he be a god, let him plead for himself.
Let him fight his own battles. If he's a god, let him fight his own battles. This is you saying he's a god, and Gideon destroyed his temple or his altar. Let God do his. Let your God do his worst, and let him kill him. Why are you doing it? Keep reading.
Come. Because one has cast down his altar.
Right. Keep reading.
Verse 32. Therefore, on that day he called him Jerubbaal, saying, let Baal plead against him, because he hath thrown down his altar.
Right. So now let Baal do the dirty deed. Come on, let Baal do the dirty deed. Y'all know who did it, so let Baal do the deed. If not, if you want to cross the line, cross the effing line. If not, out of here. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 33. Then all the Midianites and the Amalekites and the children of the east were gathered together and went over and pitched in the valley of Jezreel. Verse 34. But the Spirit of the Lord came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet, and Abiezer was gathered after him.
Right. So, all right. So now all these heathens came into the land and pitched their tents in our land. And that fired, Gideon up, blew his trumpet, and one of the brothers came to him. Right. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 35. And he sent messengers throughout all Manasseh, who was gathered after him. And he sent messengers unto Asher, and unto Zebulun, and unto Naphtali, and they came up to meet them.
Right. So we sent messages all throughout, the surrounding land. They said, hey, it's basically, yo, we finna kick these niggas out. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. The Most High is with me. Are you going to be with me? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be written in these scrolls, in these records, or la'ah? Right? Keep reading.
Come, verse 36. And Gideon said unto God, if thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said.
Right.
Verse 37. Behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the floor. Verse 37. Behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the floor. And if the dew be on the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth beside, then shall I know that thou wilt save Israel by my hand. And thou hast said.
So he's having doubts. He's having doubts. He's basically asking the Most High for another sign. He's asking the Most High for another sign. He called for the men in the surrounding tribes to come and fight with him. But now that the people are coming, he was like, yo, I need some more reassurance. Even though the angel of the Lord appeared to him and he acknowledged that he was face to face with the Most High, he needed another sign. You know what I'm saying? The flesh is weak. Flesh is weak. Even though the Most High told him, you ain't going to die. I am with you. right? So he says, if I put this fleece by the door and the fleece is wet and the ground is dry, I know you're with me. If it's not as the way I say, then I know you're not with me. Keep reading. So he's asking the Most High to give him a sign. Yeah, what's up?
It's like I said, we got a comment from Officer Shapatayat. He was going. I guess he was adding on to what you were saying earlier. He said, "Or get the F out of here."
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
Verse 38. And it was so, for he rose up early on the morrow, and thrust the fleece together, and wringed the dew out of the fleece, a bowl full of water.
So he got his sign. He got his sign. Right? He got his confirmation that the Most High is with him. Keep reading.
Verse 39. And Gideon said unto God, let not thine anger be hot against me, and I will speak but this once. Let me prove, I pray thee, but this once with the fleece. Let it now be dry only upon the fleece, and upon all the ground let there be dew.
Like, nigga, what are you doing? What are you doing? He started out by saying, look, all right, Most High, Salakia, please don't be angry, but do it again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna need that, just one more again. If you could, Baba Bashar, please don't be angry. But the flesh is weak. I'm going against these people who made us hide where we put our food, where we grow our food. The way they impoverished us. They utterly destroyed us. They're in our land. How many were there? It was a sea of people that you couldn't even count. That's how many of these bastards came in our land and totally impoverished us. So Salaki, I'm gonna need just one more sign because they can wipe us out if they want to. All right, keep reading.
Verse 40. And God did so that night, for it was dry upon the fleece only, and there was dew on all the ground.
He was like, "I nigga, don't be asking me no more sign." All right, now I done did what I did. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Judges chapter 7, verse 1. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Herod. So that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley.
Right. So they pitched, they camped by the Midianites. And the Midianites was north of them. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands.
So he's saying, listen. Matter of fact, keep reading.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me.
So he's saying, look here. I know how Israel is. If I let you go up against the Midianites and y'all win, which y'all will, all Israel's going to do is say, hey, we're the ones who got ourselves out of this jam. We're the ones who rid the Midianites of our from our kingdom, from our lands, and all the other Amalekites and the children of the east. We're the ones that did this. So the Most High is saying, nah, you need to cut this number down. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to start by this. Keep reading.
Verse 3. Now therefore go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead.
So he says, listen, we're about to go to war. We're about to go to war with people who are greater number than us. If you're afraid, no sweat. Just say so. Just go home. Just go home. No harm, no foul. No one is going to think, anything less of you. Just go ahead and do it. Right? Keep reading.
Come. And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000.
So 22,000 of the 32,000 left. Now 32,000 men, the Most High God said it was too many of them. Now it's 10,000 men. You can count 32,000 men. You can count 10,000 men. Couldn't count the other number. Couldn't count the enemy's host. Couldn't do that because it's too many of them. So the Most High says, all right, well, it's 10,000 men now. Let's see what the Most High God has to say about that. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many.
And he was like, nah, it's still too much. I don't like these odds. You know what type of odds the Most High likes? A little shepherd boy going up against a battle-hardened, giant of a warrior who slaughtered many, many, many people. Those are the odds the Most High God likes. A little shepherd boy who has no armor. He has no armor. He didn't even have a sword. The King Saul's armor and sword was too heavy for him. What did he take in the battle?
He took a sling.
And what?
And a rock.
5 rocks.
5 rocks.
How many did he need?
1. That's right.
1 shot, 1 kill. Turned into a bullet. And then when they started battling, when the battle began, he didn't do like stay away, dodge, duck and weave. What did he do?
He ran straight to him.
He ran straight to him, yelling, swinging his sling, and bop, caught Goliath dead in the middle of his eyes. Boom, and killed him. And to make things extra certain, he took Goliath's sword and chopped his head off.
That's right.
The little shepherd boy going up against a battle-hardened giant that the whole army of Israel was afraid of. Those are the odds that the Most High God, likes.
Right.
So this 10,000 men is like, nah, it's too much. Too much. I still know Israel. They're gonna be boasting and boastful about something that I did, and they're gonna take the credit for it. So we're gonna dwindle this number down even further. And this is how the Most High God said he's gonna do it. Keep reading.
Come. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there.
And who? What? Say it again.
Come. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try
and
them.
Who?
And
who?
And I.
And who?
And I.
And who?
And I.
The Most High God will what?
I will try them for thee there.
And he's going to try them for Gideon. He is going to try them. So when he tries them, these are going to be the men who's going to fight for Israel and deliver Israel out of captivity, deliver Israel from the hands of the Midianites. You think you're in the truth because you see some go hard niggas out there, screaming the white man is the devil in cities all across the country and all across the world, and nothing happened to them. They go to court and go all the way to the Supreme Court, and the white judge says that they're right. You think you want to join out because you seen something like that, and that's hardcore right there. Nah. You seen that and you thought it was hardcore because the Most High God wanted you to see that. It was General Muhammad used to say this all the time. It was once upon a time, the only way that you can hear the truth is if you walked by the camp. That was the only way you could hear the truth. And then, times pass. Then, VHS tapes, and cassette tapes would get created and it would be passed around and whatnot. And that's how, you know, brothers from different, you know, coasts, from different cities, different countries heard the truth. Now you got it all over the place. You got it on YouTube, you got it on TikTok, you got it on Instagram, you got it on Twitter, you got it on Facebook. Now it's all over the place. Now it's all over the place. But the men who's bringing you this content, the truth, they didn't choose this. The Most High God chose them. The Most High God chose every man and woman in the truth. Just like he's choosing the men to fight for Israel in this point. This is just an example right here. He chose. You think there was when Saul lost his seat, you think there was a tournament or a vote for the next king of Israel? No, it was the Most High God choosing the next king of Israel. That's how it was. So Most High God choosing the next king of Israel. Just like he chose all the prophets. Look at all the prophets that throughout our records. The Most High God chose them. Keep reading.
Come. And I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee.
Say again.
Come. That of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee.
No.
That.
Okay. Yeah.
Your cousin. This shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee.
So I say, if I tell you who's going with you, those are the ones that are going to go with you. Keep going.
Come. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go.
So I'm going to tell you who's going to go with you and who's not going to go with you. I'm going to tell you that. Gideon didn't choose who's going to go with him. The Most High God told him, you're going to take this one, you're going to take this one, you're going to take this one. The rest of them, go home. Go home. So the Most High God chose him. Keep reading. You got something?
So I said you want to hear some smoke. We have King Breeze in the chat. He says, surprised he didn't title it demanding, but he meant commanding. General Yahanna chose you, knowing these one West Pharisees. Get about it.
Read that one more time and read it as he says it.
Come. Surprised he didn't title it demanding. General Yahanna chose you, knowing these one West Pharisees.
Well, that's no sweat because Commanding General Yahanna didn't choose us, dummy. Aren't you listening? Aren't you listening? Throughout this whole thing, I'm saying no. The men above us did not choose us. The men above us is teaching us. The Most High God chose us. That's it. That's it. And if you think you're in the truth, if you think that you're or if you think that you won West, you're more than welcome to sit in these seats. But only the Most High God is going to keep you in these seats.
Right.
If he don't want you in here, you will leave. And you know what? There is not one of us that's going to beg you to stay.
Right.
As a matter of fact, what you want to go? Let me get the door for you. Let me get the door for you. Go ahead.
You got bus fare?
Yeah. You guys a bus fare? I'll even you need an Uber? I'll call you the Uber right quick. Get up out of here. Why? Because we want no cowards in our camp. You know what I'm saying? That'll let their colors fly. And it sounds like you a coward. That's what it sounds like to me. You want to prove me wrong? Get in these seats and learn. See if the Most High chose you. You, like I said, you think that you're serving the Most High God by doing whatever it is that you think you're doing. Come into the I.S.U.P.K and see if you can actually be a part of the truth. Why? Because the Most High God is the only one that chooses the men to do his work. That's it. That's all of it. You might want to start this from the beginning and see what the hell I'm talking about. If not, no problem. Kick rocks. Let's keep reading.
Come. Verse 5. So he brought down the people unto the water.
Right?
And the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth up the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth.
Okay, so he says everyone he brought all the men, the 10,000 men, down to the what, the lake or the river?
The water.
Okay, he just said the water. He brought it all down to the water. And he says all the men that gets down on their hands and knees and puts their face to the water to drink and lap it up like a dog. What are you gonna do with them?
Him shalt thou set by himself.
So he says, send them packing. Give them their papers. Give them their walking papers. So everybody that bows down and drinks water like a dog, let them go. Keep reading.
Come. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink.
Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 6. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men.
So he says, and the number of men that took the water and then drank from their hands, how many of them?
300 men.
It was 300 men. It was 300 men that did that instead of getting down on their hands and knees and drinking like a dog. So that was 9,700 men. Is there some?
Something else. Another notification.
Okay. All right, keep reading.
Come. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you.
So he's saying, now these are the odds I like. An unknown number of men against 300 men. These are the numbers I like. Why? Because there's no way in hell that Israel is going to be like, yeah, we did it. It only took 300 of us. It only took 300 of us, and we defeated this whole Midianite army. You had something?
Yeah, Counselor Slockett. Earlier, Officer Shapat said that this was one of his favorite stories in the Bible, and he typed in 300. Like this is the real 300, not the movie, but the real 300 is right here.
Yeah, exactly. This is the real 300. This is the real 300. Ain't no one touching these men. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon.
Well, hold on. Let me go back. This is the real 300. Let me give you a spoiler alert. Whether you know the end of this story or you know the end of that movie 300. This 300 doesn't die at the end.
That's right.
This one doesn't die at the end. The other ones, they died. All of them, including their king, including their leader. They died. They died by the hands of a goddamn 8-foot tall goddamn homosexual. You seen that nigga? You seen that? Yo, when he put his hands on his shoulders, I'm like, nigga, get off me. I hated that part. Like, goddamn, you died to this nigga? You were supposed to be the baddest on the planet. Not near Nutter supposed to beat you. And this sodomite wants you to and beat you? Nigga, please. And everybody wants to be, this is nigga. This 300 doesn't die. Spoiler alert, this 300 doesn't die. They absolutely win. Why? Because the Most High is with them. The Most High is with them, not Zeus. not Hera, not Hercules, not Poseidon, none of them false fake gods. And actually, I don't even know if I'm naming the right gods. I think, one is Greece. One is Greece, and then like the counterparts is like what? Romans. No, Romans and Greek, because it's like they're basically the same, but it's different names. Like so yeah, I think that's named the right because they're Greeks. But whatever. Like Apollo and whatnot. That's Roman, right? Yeah, that's Roman. That's Roman mythology. But it doesn't matter. They're all fake. They're all phony. They're all dead. They're not real. They're not real. Right? Let's keep reading about the real 300 that survives. None of them survive. They thrive. I don't even think none of them died. That's wild. Let's see if I'm right or not.
Come. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lack I will save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place.
So all the 9,700 men, let them go. Let them go. I don't want them. I don't want them. You know how many brothers come up into school and stay for a short while, wanting to be a part of something, but the Most High didn't choose him. So they go on their way. They go back to smoking weed. They go back to whoring. They go back to telling their ribs to go and get an abortion because you ain't gonna have my baby. Go out to slanging, hustling. Going out to robbing and stealing. Going back out to do the same old thing that they were doing. Why? Because the Most High God did not choose them. Did not wake them up. Just like he's sending all these other men out of the army. You want to know why? Because it can only be 144,000 ruling members of the body. It can only be 144,000. That's it. That's going to be the government of the Most High God's government. That's going to be the government of the Most High God's kingdom. Only 144,000. Not everybody can get in. Not everybody's worthy. You even know what that means? I don't think people know what that means. I don't think people know what that means. What is the richest man on earth? It's one of the two. It's either Bezos or Elon Musk. Them niggas got trillions. It's not important. Them niggas, both of them got trillions. Both of them got trillions. You know what I'm saying? They got money. What did they have to do to get that? They had to be lustful, sinful bastards. But in the kingdom of the Most High, and even then, there's certain things that they cannot do. But in the kingdom of the Most High God, in order to hold a position where you are in charge of a city, imagine being in charge of New York City or Houston, Texas, or LA. You know what I'm saying? Or just being in charge of Southeast region. All four or five of those states with all those millions and millions of people. And you are the one that everybody has to answer to. In order for that to happen, you won't have to give up weed. You have to give up pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You are going to have to give up Christmas and birthdays. You have to give up abortions and popping whores. You have to give up white women and Arab women and Hamite women and Moabite women. I don't know what it is with and Moabite women. Why? Because if you can't give those things up, how in the hell are you going to lead millions and millions of people? How in the hell are you going to be a righteous man of God with all this massive wealth, and you got people starving right outside your gates, begging for food in tattered clothing, just like Elon Musk, Just like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos lives right down the block. Did you know that? He lives here. He lives here. I drove by his house many of times. He about to buy the damn Washington Commanders. Yeah. Not far from where he lives is people dying of hunger and starvation, dying of ODing. You think he gives a goddamn about them? He don't even give a goddamn about the people who work in his company. He don't. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He gets what he wants, what he cans out of you, and then if you quit, so be it. He'll just get another one. He'll just replace you. You think people like that are supposed to be in charge of the Most High God's kingdom? No. So in order for people to be in charge of His kingdom, you won't have to prove yourself. Give up pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Give up these false holidays. Give up these fake gods. Stop bowing to a rock. Stop bowing to a statue of a white man. You know what I'm saying? Stop smoking weed, smoking anything. Stop celebrating or worshiping, Indian God and putting dreadlocks in your hair. Stop doing all of that. And then maybe you might have a shot at governing His kingdom. Maybe. Why? Because all these men, there was 32,000 men that signed up to serve the Most High God and delivering his chosen people out of captivity. But the Most High God said, "Nah, it's too much. I only want 300 of y'all. 300, and that's it." Let's keep reading. I'm getting along with it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, if I may, real quick, sir.
Uh-huh.
When you were listing out the states around, in comparison to the 144,000 going around, when you was listing out those states, first thing that came to my head was the captains. In New York, Captain Cesario. In Houston, Captain Yatazak. In California, Captain Gadalgabar. Right?
Gadalhar.
Salahi.
No sweat.
Yeah, these are mighty men that fought their lust and fought their flesh. They did exactly everything that you was just listing right now. Mighty men that could lead a nation. Exactly.
They proved themselves. And let's give Captain Gadalhar a hand for representing Commanding General Yahanna and I.S.U.P.K and the Most High on that BBC interview. Let's keep reading.
Verse 8. So the people took victuals in their hands.
Right? They took food in their hands. Keep going.
And their trumpets. And he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men. And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley.
Right? So, all right. So all he needed was 300 men to thwart his foes in comic book speak. Let's keep reading.
Verse 9. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, Arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand.
Right? And now Gideon, being a man of flesh, he's seeing 32,000 men dwindle down to 300. He's like, now go down to this camp, and I'm going to deliver them into your hand. And Gideon, he's being flesh. His flesh is weak. He's like, oh, hold up now. We only got 300. What do you expect us to do? 300 men. But keep reading.
Come. Verse 10. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah, thy servant, down to the host.
So Most High already knew. He was like, man, if you're scared, don't worry. Just go down there with him, with your servant, right? And this is what's gonna happen. Keep reading.
Verse 11. And thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down unto the host.
So he was like, once you hear how they fear you, now you're gonna be strong. That's gonna give you strength. Even though I'm the Most High God and I'm talking to you, you want to listen to me. You want to hear it for them niggas. But hear it from them, and then you're going to get strength. Keep going.
Then went he down with Phurah, his servant, unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host.
Right, keep going.
Verse 12. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and their camels were without number, and as the sand by the seaside for multitude.
So it was a great many number of them versus the 300. Keep reading.
Verse 13. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came into a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay alone.
Okay, keep reading.
Verse 14. And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon.
Say the who?
Save the sword of Gideon.
This is nothing except the sword of Gideon. Son of who?
Son of Joash, a man of Israel.
Right, so they know who he is. They know who he is. They're saying they're about to get, destroyed by the sword of Gideon. Keep going.
For into his hand hath God delivered Midian and all the host.
So even they know the prophecy. They know what's going to happen. Keep reading. And they know him by name. They know him by name. They're saying, "Yo, Gideon is that nigga. He's the one that's supposed to defeat us." Keep reading.
Verse 15. And it was so, when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshipped and returned into the host of Israel and said, Arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian.
So he told his man, "No, get up." Yeah. It's what do you say? It's about to go down. Keep reading.
Verse 16. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put a trumpet in every man's hand, with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers. Verse 17. And he said unto them, Look on me, and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that, as I do, so shall ye do.
So he's saying, do what I do, say what I say, act like how I act, and follow my lead. Keep reading.
Verse 18. When I blow with the trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon.
So they're having a battle cry out. So when he blows his trumpet, all the men are to blow their trumpets, and they have empty pitchers with lamps inside, so it makes them look even greater in number. Now I don't know if anybody's ever been out in the woods before, but the woods is dark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The woods is dark. Especially if you have light inside, and you just hear some goddamn trumpets, and the sword of Gideon is coming, like. You hear the screeching wheel coming, and someone says, Debo, what happens? I'm going to tuck my chain in. I'm going to hide my stuff. Debo is coming. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. When he says the sword of Gideon, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon, that's Debo is coming. That's the horns is that screeching bike wheel. Right? Let's keep going.
Verse 19. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch. And they had but newly set the watch. And they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands.
So they break the pitchers that was in. Why? To make it sound like it's a whole lot of stuff going on. Keep reading.
Verse 20. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hands and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon. Verse 21. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the host ran and cried and fled.
So not only did they run, but it was chaos. It was going everywhere. And what else did they do? They cried. What did they do? They went and cried in the car. He gonna go cry in the car.
Right.
He gonna go cry in the car. Keep reading.
Verse 22. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow.
So now they killing each other because it's chaos. It's absolutely chaos. They know the sword of the Lord and of Gideon is upon them. Now they're seeing each other as enemies, and now they're killing each other. And all they had to do, the 300 men had to do, was blow a trumpet, throw some lamps on the side, and hold a lantern up. Keep going.
Even throughout all the host, and the host fled to
Bethshitta
in Zebarath, and to the border of Abel Meholah unto Tabath. Verse 23. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali, and out of Asher, and out of all Manasseh, and pursued after the Midianites.
Now, all the men that left, now they gathered themselves up, and they seen the Midianites running. Like, hold up now, I need to get a piece of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared no more. I need to get a piece of this. And they went after them. Keep reading.
Verse 24. And Gideon sent messengers throughout all Mount Ephraim, saying, Come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Bethbarah and Jordan.
So he says, now I need you guys. Now go ahead and take their escape route. Keep going.
Come. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and took the waters into Bethbarah and Jordan. Verse 25. And they took 2 princes of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeeb, and they slew Oreb upon the rock, Oreb, and Zeeb they slew at the winepress of Zeeb.
Right.
And pursued Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeeb to Gideon on the other side of Jordan.
Look at that. 300 men delivered Israel out of the hands of the Midianites and the Amalekites and the children of the east. Why? Because the Most High God chose them. Not Gideon. Gideon was their leader. Just like Commanding General Yahanna is the leader of Israel right now. Commanding General Yahanna didn't choose us. The Most High God chose us. Commanding General Yahanna is leading us into this victory, into the kingdom to come. But the Most High God is the one that fills these ranks. He's the one who chooses who is going to be in rulership. Not Commanding General Yahanna, not any of the other generals, not any of the captains. All the generals, all the captains, and all the officers are the ones that are leading the men that the Most High God chose. We didn't choose to be in I.S.U.P.K. The Most High God chose us to be in I.S.U.P.K. And if you are getting that if you think that you're supposed to be in the I.S.U.P.K., come in and learn. The Most High God will provide a seat for you if he wants you to be here. And if not, you are going to leave because he does not want you here. And if he doesn't want you here, I damn sure don't want you here.
Right.
Because I want what the Most High God wants. And that's it. But that, pass the class to Chief. I'll pass the class to Priest and Officer Pagaidua. Come on.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister.
There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation is Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That's Sunday, the 5th and the 5th of March, and Monday, the 6th of March, 2023. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. Remind Akim and Akwafian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, we'll say Imadium, which means to stand. We'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahabba Shem Yahusha Brakatah, Yahya Matah. Class dismissed.